stage. Hamid Ansari has been elected as India's Vice President. Mr. Ansari getting elected for the second term there. He defeated NDA's Jaswant Singh. More on the story. Let's go across the Padma Street.
Thanks, Sundar. That's the news that we're getting at this moment. Second term for Hamid Ansari, the UPA candidate, got a clean majority. This after he got support from all the expected and a few unexpected quarters. A very, very comfortable victory. He beat Jaswant Singh, his only rival for the Vice President's post, by around 252 votes. 8 votes were declared invalid. Hamid Ansari has defeated the NDA's nominee Jaswant Singh. Jaswant Singh to the last moment had lobbied for support. He had gone and sought the votes of AIADMK. The BJD, of course, had decided that they would abstain from voting, but the end results are already out, and Hamid Ansari has got himself a second term.
First preference votes, and Hamid Ansari secured 490 first preference votes. The quota sufficient to secure the return of a candidate is 365. In terms of Section 11 of the Presidential and Vice Presidential Elections Act 1952, read with Clause A of Sub-Rule 1 of Rule 35 of the Presidential and Vice Presidential Elections 1974, Rules 1974, I now declare the result. In pursuance of the provisions contained in Section 11 of the Presidential and Vice Presidential Elections Act 1952, Act 31 of 1952, read with Rule 35 of the Presidential and Vice Presidential Elections Rules 1974, I, T.K. Viswanathan, the returning officer for the Vice Presidential Election 212, hereby declare that Shri Hamid Ansari, 6 Bungalow, Maulana Azad Road, New Delhi, has been duly elected to the office of the Vice President of India. Thank you.
Alright, political editor Javed Ansari joins us for more. Also in the studio, my colleague Kartikeya Sharma. Javed, everything just came together for the UPA according to plan. They managed to get even some of the more reluctant parties on board.
Well, indeed they did. They got the left, they got even Trinamool Congress, and of course all the nominated and independent MPs. They've romped home easily. 490 is the number we are told that Mr. Hamid Ansari was told. So it's in the end a very comfortable victory, and as in the case of the presidential election, it will boil down. Ultimately it's turned into a no contest.
Kartikeya, a lot of people said that the election for president and vice president should be seen in light of what's going to happen in 2014, and if that were to be done, one would say that the UPA has really managed to pull through quite admirably. They've managed to get people on board. Things seem to be falling in place ahead of the Lok Sabha elections for the UPA.
I would say that generally it does not happen that the elections for constitutional posts do not create a political momentum for any party, but the fact that both the way presidential election was fought and the way vice presidential election was fought has somehow given some positive edge to the UPA, which they were lacking in the previous parliament session, because you had Anna Hazare on one side, you had number of CAG reports on other. So I would say that some positive atmosphere has been generated by election of Pranab Mukherjee and Hamid Ansari. But let me tell you, Hamid Ansari has also created history. After the Sarpalli Gopal, he is the second Indian vice president to be nominated again, and who has won the election. So in a way it's very, very historical. And second way, it does two things for the UPA. Both Pranab Mukherjee and Hamid Ansari's tenure is going to go beyond the Lok Sabha election of 2014. So even if I say that, well, UPA loses the election, but then Hamid Ansari will continue to be in the chair, and then one can say that they'll have some say in the system.